Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another boxing glove review. I've had two pairs of boxing gloves recently. If you guys haven't checked out my recent review of the sparring gloves sent to me very nicely by the Striking Company, a company that makes the gloves that are actually not too far from where I live, where the company was made, here in Teesside. But yeah, welcome back. Today I've got a review of a budget pair of boxing gloves that will cost you £24.99 English pounds on Amazon, which I believe is about $30 or something like that. This is these. These are the Farabi boxing gloves, real leather Target series gloves. So what this says on the website, I've got the website up here. The gloves are a mix of polyurethane and leather, PU and leather. They do smell mainly PU, but again, the gloves, keep in mind all the way through this review, they cost £24.99. It says in the description, Farabi Raw Target boxing gloves is a surprising addition to the boxing glove range. They have the ability to take on most extreme punishment, made from genuine cowhide leather and mixed with PU. So apparently it has an injected foam mould and a tri-layered padding in the glove. So these gloves, the thing that drew my attention to these is the only other company I know that really does this kind of white knuckle amateur style boxing glove is Green Hill, and theirs were out of stock on their Green Hill Tiger. They do a Tiger Target version, but they were out. So I saw these, and these are about 40 quid cheaper than the Green Hill Tiger gloves, but they still have that kind of amateur shape of glove with the shorter cuff and the very, very rounded punch surface. If you compare it to a lot of, the more regular training gloves, they'll have a flat punch surface, but these are very, very rounded. But anyway, taking a look at the glove, the stitching, surprisingly, is actually really nice. If you take a look really close at some of the seams, they are a little bit, how would you say, they're a little bit unrefined in places, but really, again, keep in mind these are £24.99. Really surprised. The glove feels solid. It is very front heavy, as you can see, but that is kind of that amateur glove style where all the padding is along the knuckle. Now these gloves have a taper, so they come down a little bit thinner at the back, again, as it's that kind of amateur boxing glove shape compared to, a lot of your kind of more pro gloves like Rivals and Cleto Rays. They're, your professional style gloves. These are like the amateur competition gloves. However, these are 16 ounces. So you've got the Farabi logo on the thumb, that way up with the F. Obviously it'll be back to front for you guys. And again, you've got that white knuckle, which I really like because it reminds me of the Olympics, which I'm a big fan of amateur boxing, as you can probably tell, as I'm going to have a lot of highlight videos of the Olympics and amateurs coming on the channel soon that I'll be making. So for £24.99, these seem really good straight out of the box. It does have a really nice kind of plastic Farabi badge here. It says Farabi Fight Gear, and then it's got that there. That is kind of sewn in, as you can see down there. But putting these gloves on for a first kind of impression, again, you will see a video of me probably sparring in these or doing pads in these at the beginning of the video, but that will be, I'll just put that at the beginning, that'll be after I've done this first bit of the review. But typical Velcro strap, you have a little bit of padding there as well for catching shots or parrying shots. Pretty decent Velcro, fits nicely, and one thing I do notice, it's a little bit hard to make a tight fist with these. Now, this has been a common thing with amateur style boxing gloves and sparring gloves for a long time, especially in the Olympics. Like if you try on the Adidas or the Sting competition gloves, they're all kind of similar. With these gloves being made for more protection for your opponent and your hands, as compared to professional boxing gloves, which are obviously designed to do damage with horsehair. These gloves, they are a little bit, I really have to clench down tight to make a solid fist here. However, at the same time, it does put my hand in a really nice kind of position for my guard. Now, I really, really like Again, these kind of white knuckle punch surfaces. This is the main reason I bought these gloves, because not a lot of gloves use this kind of white knuckle punch surface anymore, and I really like it because it reminds me of the Olympics from like the early 2000s with like Green Hill and the top 10 gloves. The AIBA don't sadly use these white knuckle boxing gloves anymore, which I think is a big shame, because that was one of the main things associated with amateur boxing, was that style of glove. Now, taking a look once again at these, they're really easy to take off. I'll show you the inside lining soon. The thumbs on these gloves, again, comes really far up. Now, again, that is an amateur boxing style thing. A lot of gloves you'll see with a very thin thumb that is very long. Now, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that, because I'm only going to be using these for sparring. These are going to be my sparring gloves now, and I'll let you guys know how they do in sparring, and especially if any of this kind of frays off again on the end. But I don't know. They are comfy, but they do have that amateur style thumb, which I'm not sure. But anyway, you also have the padding there as well for catching shots, as I say, which is good. But taking a look at the inside of the glove, it is your typical kind of, you've got your cushioning there on your thumb, on the cuff is what I meant to say. You've got the Farabi badging with the 16 ounces there, and it's kind of that, like, I don't really know how you'd call it. The lining is a lot nicer than a lot of gloves that I have tried in the past. These are still, I think, for $24.99, much better than the Everlast gloves of the same price point at $24.99. I would much more recommend these Farabi Target gloves over, say, Everlast, Lonsdale, maybe even some of the really cheap Adidas gloves. Some of those are absolutely awful. And I must admit, when you first put your hands in these, considering they're $24.99, they are comfortable. You know, you put your hands in and the actual shape of the glove feels comfortable. You know, I mean, if I put my left hand in this glove, look how easy that just slides in. Velcro on, really comfortable. That's probably one of my biggest selling points of this glove. It's shielded all on top as well, which is something you don't see in quite a bit of boxing gloves. But if you're covering up here and there's all of this padding on here, that's going to be really handy for covering up. A lot of boxing gloves, they'll have all the padding on the knuckle but not on the back. That is almost more like a lot of Thai gloves have a lot more padding on the back for blocking kicks, but I think more boxing gloves should have more padding. Again, nicely padded thumb all the way around. The whole glove is just padded and it's brilliant. Could do with a little bit more padding along this bit, I think. But anyway, I'll have a training session in these. I'll let you guys know what I think of them, and I'll be right back. So it'll probably be, you know, when you see me in just a second for you guys, it'll be me tomorrow. So catch you guys in just a moment.
That's it, Owen. That's it. Try not to lean over that front foot, Owen.
Figured out where it is.
That's it. Good. Under your guard, Joe.
Hey everyone, so welcome back to the second part of the video, where I basically tell you guys about how the gloves are fared. If you're new to the channel, basically what I tend to do is I'll do my first thoughts when I get the gloves. I'll train in them. I'll try and get a little video of me training in them that I can put into this video. And then I'll pretty much review the gloves and let you know how they've been. So I've used these gloves probably about 2 or 3 times in a training session, mainly for sparring. I use these at a sparring trip with my club. So I went to another club to spar and I used these gloves and they were alright, to be fair. Again, the whole kind of thing that is centred around these Farabi boxing gloves, in my opinion, is the price. These are £24.99 English pounds. I think that's about $30, something like that. And they did okay. They were comfortable. They protected my hands well enough. The leather seemed okay. By the way, I found out that, I don't know if I said this in my first half, because when I filmed the first half it was about 5 days ago. But these are PVC mixed with leather, so yeah. But anyway, these gloves were comfy enough for me to spar quite competitively in. It was, you know, an inter-club spar, you know, visit to another club to spar. and they were okay. I've noticed already, I mean, I literally must have trained in these for about, I don't know, the time put together of training, these have probably been worn and used and punched with for about 40 minutes, if that. And the surface on the white, you can't really see it on there, it's already starting to crack and fray there. I do think that the white punch surface on these gloves is going to wear off really quickly. I don't see that lasting very long at all before it starts getting all cracked in all the places and looking a bit, you know, scruffy, to be honest. Overall, the glove itself, I use these on the bag as well. They're very hard padding. That is something I will say. It is hard padding. I believe it's probably more like an injection molded foam, to be honest, by how it feels. Doesn't have much give to it, but it is protective. And again, I do like that kind of Olympic boxing glove shape. But overall, I would say they're pretty good. The leather seems okay. It does bunch up a little bit, but as long as that doesn't rip, I think that should be okay. If these do rip, you know, eventually I will do an update video on it and let you guys know. But they're comfortable enough. If you're just starting out with your boxing journey, or you're just coming back and you want some cheap gloves to get back into the swing of things with, I'd say these are a good option. I'll put the link in the description, by the way. I got these off of Amazon. And yeah, my favourite part of these gloves, I would say, would be the overall design, because not many people are doing this white punch surface thing anymore, this kind of Olympic style thing. I really like that. And I actually really like this kind of plastic badge here, this Farabi badge, like the 3D badge. I actually really like that. But overall, Farabi Target real leather boxing gloves, $24.99, very cheap, very affordable, very comfortable, definitely comfortable, and good performance, I would say. Leather, you know, that's a little bit of the downside. It is starting to crack already. I'm starting to see the blue through the white, and they're not the best, you know, boxing gloves. You wouldn't expect that for $24.99, but for something cheap and something that's going to last you probably about 6 months to a year, depending on how hard you train and how often you use them, I'd say it's a good option. I forgot to mention, it does have a thumb attachment right there, just a leather attached thumb with the little bit of, you see this a lot, I don't know if you can see it, yeah, that little kind of material attachment. But yeah, Farabi Target boxing gloves, if you want something that is cheap and easy to afford and won't break the bank, but decent enough to train in and get you through your early training sessions, I'd say these are probably your best bet. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next boxing glove review. For now, take care, guys. It might be a while because I don't want to buy loads of boxing gloves straight away and spend all my money on gloves, but I do get sent a few very rarely, but most of these gloves are paid for out of my own pocket. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. For now, guys, take care. Bye-bye.